Am I the asshole for telling my fiancée I am not willing to lie about how we met to her family and friends? I met my fiancée online on a dating app. We have been together for 2 years now and got engaged recently. However, she keeps telling me that during the wedding she wants me to give a speech, talking about how I met her while she was working at a coffee shop and I was so attracted to her that it was love at first sight and I immediately asked her to be my girlfriend. She says that this makes her look better and will make her look good to her friends if I say that she was so beautiful that I immediately asked her out. To clarify, she is saying I have to say that I asked her to be my girlfriend right at the counter without even having any sort of conversation with her first. The only problem is I feel very uncomfortable with this untrue version of events. I am happy to say she is beautiful and that I really love her personality and that we had a great connection, but I am uncomfortable with this portrayal of myself as some sort of creep who asked a complete stranger to be my girlfriend. There are other lies that she wants me to go along with too. For example, I inherited a house from my grandparents, but she is asking me to tell all her friends and family that I myself paid for and bought her the house because she is so special. After I said no, she has been saying that I care more about the opinions of other people than how she feels and that she is reconsidering if she wants to be with someone who isn't on her side. Do I have a point or does she? Sad face. Just to be clear, my fiancé said that the reason she wants me to do the speech and tell people I bought her a house is so that her friends will envy her. She has already told her friends and family those things, but it's another thing to want me to actually talk about them and lie about these things. She knows that my friends and family know I inherited the house and that we met on a dating app, but she says I have to warn them not to say anything and pretend to believe me at the wedding. She gave me an ultimatum that we won't get married if I don't agree and hasn't talked to me for days. It looks like I'm not the asshole based on responses. How can I get her to see the light? She has been saying that I care more about the opinions of other people. She cares what other people think, that's why you need to change the narrative. She's ashamed of the dating app and doesn't like you didn't buy your own house. Not the asshole, obviously. Edit. Also no reason to lie about meeting online. Got my girlfriend on Tinder almost 5 years ago and I'm proud of it. Not the asshole. Big red flags here. You can easily turn the truth into a cute story, and you should work on that together. What other lies has she told her friends and family? Indeed, what other lies has she told you? So, this means she's already been lying to everyone about how you met, and your house. I mean, if you're engaged, I imagine she's already been asked how you guys met. If you moved into a house together, people would have asked her about that too. Now she needs you to back up the story so she doesn't get caught. Not the asshole. This is crazy behavior. If I were you, I would be very concerned about what else she has lied about. Not the asshole. Run. Run fast. So she wants you to lie to your friends, but you're the one obsessed with what other people think? This will never end. Just imagine how much shit she'll fill any kids' heads with. Find someone who knows the difference between fact and fiction. Not the asshole. It's 2021, meeting people online and on apps is standard. My husband and I met as teenagers on a friggin' message board in 2001 and he flew to see me. Now that's when you didn't tell people you met someone online. Tears of joy. Not the asshole. What concerns me is the truth will never be good enough for her and it will be exhausting to keep up with all the lies she wants you to tell if this issue isn't resolved. Not the asshole, but a better question is why you'd marry a pathological liar. Not the asshole. Sounds like she cares about other people's opinions a whole hell of a lot and doesn't really care about how you feel. Stand firm and don't lie about things. Also red flags galore for her saying she's considering leaving you over something so small. Maybe you do yourself a favor by sticking to your principles and having her take a hike. Am I the asshole for sitting in the front seat with my friend and telling his girlfriend to sit in the back? We were heading somewhere with my friend and his girlfriend and I called shotgun and runned in front of her and took the passenger front seat. My friend said we're not doing shotguns and the front seat only goes to his girlfriend or his grandma when either of them is present and that even his mom gives up the front seat out of respect for the girlfriend and their relationship. I said I don't care about that overdramatic stuff, I'm sitting in the front. He told me I either go to the back or he's not taking me, his car, his rules. His girlfriend stood there silent the whole time but I could tell she was annoyed. I felt awkward and when I feel awkward my brain freezes and I told his girlfriend to go sit in the back and let this drama go. I sat in the front and told my friend to get in and drive. He told me to get out of the car and find another way to get myself to our destination since I have no respect. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. Definitely. You may not care about that overdramatic stuff, but they clearly do, and it's just social etiquette. You should have just respected that instead of being a douche about it and making things awkward. You are the asshole. It's his car. It's common courtesy that your significant other sits up front. The only time I have ever made a girlfriend sit in the back is if my mother is with me. I would have absolutely kicked you out of the car as well. You not only disrespected your friend's girlfriend but your friend as well. You have no right to demand a seat or a ride in someone else's vehicle and no right to tell his girlfriend to sit in the back. I don't know if this is how you act frequently, but in this post you're the asshole big time. Chivalry isn't dead, but it is with you. Edit. Typo. Dude. How old are you? 6. You are the asshole. Gee. Your brain didn't freeze when you kept insisting that his girlfriend sit in the back, right? Being anxious isn't an excuse to be a shitty person. Coming from an over-anxious person. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. It's his car, he told you his rules, you didn't listen. You are the asshole honestly, you're the only one that seems to be creating drama when there didn't need to be any. It was fine to call shotgun, but once your friend said he didn't do shotguns and asked you to sit in the back, everything you did was disrespectful to him. It already seemed like he was doing you a favor by giving you a ride. Yeah, you are the asshole. If it's legit. When he's with his partner, you're the third person there, the third wheel or the guest, if you will, and you don't really get a say in those things. That isn't to say the front seat would be completely off limits, but it's not a decision you automatically make for everyone when you're not the one who's supposed to. Apart from that, you were also, again, if real, very impolite to your friend and especially his partner, which as a friend, it's something you just don't do. Absolute weirdo. You are the asshole. Am I the asshole for kicking my little brother out over a prank? Throwaway account. Me, 25F, and my husband, Marcus, 28M, have beautiful 2-month-old daughter. Background. About a year ago, my little brother, Jacob, 17M, came to stay with Marcus and my mom said that she and Jacob were constantly fighting, so Jacob asked if he could stay with us until he goes off to college. I was a bit hesitant at first, but Jacob is my brother and I wanted to help him out. For the past year everything has been going fairly well, until yesterday. Marcus was at work while me, Jacob, and my daughter were all at home. I asked Jacob if he could keep an eye on my daughter for a few minutes while I was in the bathroom. After I walked out of the bathroom, I saw Jacob playing with my daughter. He was at the top of a long staircase. Before I could blink, Jacob stumbled and my daughter came barreling down the stairs like a rag doll. I started crying hysterically and bolted over to the bottom of the stairs. After I got a closer look, it turns out that it wasn't my daughter, it was one of my niece's baby dolls wrapped in my daughter's blanket. My mind was blank. I looked up and saw Jacob cracking up, saying he can't believe that worked. I snapped. I started screaming at him and told him that he was beyond fucked up. Jacob tried to calm me down. He said it was just a joke and that my daughter was safe and sound in her room. I was inconsolable at this point. I told him to just pack his shit and get out. Jacob started crying. He begged me to let him stay and said that he didn't mean any harm. I called my mom and told her that she needed to come pick up Jacob, or he's gonna be on the streets. My mom came and got Jacob, but she later called me and said that I was massively overreacting. Even Marcus agrees with my mom. He says that Jacob is a dumb teen and should be given a second chance. Now that I'm in a calm state of mind, I'm starting to doubt my reaction, and I'm wondering if I went too far. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. He made a dumb decision and he's going to learn there are consequences. And I'm sorry you had to live for even a second thinking your daughter was flung down the stairs. You are absolutely not the asshole for kicking him out. Gee, I can't imagine why your mom is having problems living with him. Maybe after a month or two consider offering him a chance to live with you again, if he keeps in mind that your child's safety is not a joking matter to you. But absolutely, he can deal with a few months of living at home with your mom again so he can realize that his actions can have consequences even if no one gets physically hurt. Not the asshole. I have an infant myself, and understand that you are 1. Sleep deprived. 2. Filled with bonding hormones and 3. Running on mostly adrenaline. Jacob is young and couldn't know how awful a prank this was, and will likely understand your reaction if he ever becomes a father. Hopefully now that you've had time to reflect you are in a better state of mind and can forgive Jacob. But your reaction in the moment was a natural and very human response. Not the asshole. It's not funny. These dumb jokes and pranks that these silly teenagers keep playing are not funny. You showed him that there were consequences to his actions. I bet the next time he tries to play a dumb-ass prank he'll think twice about it. He needs to learn that he can't play with everybody because everybody's not going to be playing with him. Ask Marcus and Jacob to explain the joke to you. Ask them to explain what's so funny about pretending to kill your child. Not the asshole. Pranks are funny, or should be. They shouldn't leave a young mother in terrified hysterics. You did your brother an enormous favor and he put you through unnecessary trauma. Obviously, whether you decide you can forgive him is up to you. In your place, I wouldn't, as long as he's being defended by the "boys will be boys" bullshit instead of apologizing profusely. I don't think you are an a-hole. I think you had a very justifiable, emotional, response to what he did. He is 17 and has no idea the fear you had as a parent in that moment. I'm sure him seeing you as distraught as you were will smarten him up. Not the asshole. Those types of pranks are sick and definitely not funny. I don't blame you for sending him back to live with Mom. Mom is on your case because she doesn't want him back in her house. As for your husband, he needs to get on your side, like now. Ask him what he would have done if he were the one to see this prank. Am I the asshole for telling my husband to sacrifice his promotion? Edit. Hi everyone. I didn't expect this to blow up as it did. Thank you all for your replies. Some are overreaching but most are eye-opening. This has been so helpful. We come from one of the poorer countries of Asia where therapy is just not a common solution. So that never even crossed my mind. I was thinking that he will gradually loosen up as our son grows older. But I will raise the topic of counseling to my husband to make it easier for him to let our son just enjoy his childhood and not worry too much about him getting hurt. Thank you all. You've been great. My husband got promoted at work, but his new schedule will mean that he won't be able to pick up our 10-year-old son from school as he, my husband, will have to get off work an hour after school dismissal. I recently got promoted as well and my schedule is a bit flexible. Husband said I should be the one to pick my son, but that would mean leaving work for 1 hour and 30 minutes and then going back. Which I am okay, but I don't want to abuse my boss's kindness and do the pickup daily. So I asked a trusted friend, whose daughter is in the same class as my son, if he can carpool with them, let him stay for an hour at his house while waiting for his dad to get off work. She's totally fine with it. I'm going to pay of course for the carpool and for the time, $100 per month, as the school is just 5 million away from their home and my son will have his iPad to entertain himself, so really my friend will not have to do real babysitting. My husband has always been a helicopter dad, so this is kind of expected. But I told him I can't do what he wants me to do. I am the only one who has a flexible shed at work and I don't want my colleagues to think I am abusing my privilege. So now, my husband is not going to accept the promotion and isn't talking to me. Am I the asshole? Info. Why isn't he accepting the promotion if you made arrangements for your son to stay with your friend after school? Not the asshole. You aren't telling, or even asking, him to sacrifice his promotion. You provided a reasonable alternative, carpool, babysitter, to his unreasonable demand. You leave work for an hour and a half in the middle of the day. He is choosing to give up his promotion because he's got control issues. Not the asshole. Why is your perfectly reasonable solution unacceptable to your husband? Your child is at an age that he could even get home by himself if you aren't too far from school and let himself into your home. Okay, but you didn't tell him to not accept the promotion. He decided that. Not the asshole. At some point in life, your kid is going to be with other caregivers, be they teachers or babysitters. He's 10. He's not 3 months old. Not the asshole. Have read your comments. Your husband has issues and is actively harming your son's development. He needs to seek help. Your husband needs psychiatric help. He's trying to torpedo your career, or his own, and set your son up with lasting damaging issues for what? To ease his irrational fears. If so, how selfish. This is about a lot more than the current incident. Your son has undoubtedly already been damaged by having zero autonomy and no friends. I have to raise my concern about helping your son to shower. At best, that is a freakish lack of boundaries by your husband. At worst, there's a reason that he's so keen to help your son shower, and won't let him spend time with or form trusted relationships with anyone else. Not the asshole. You took the time to find an alternate solution. You mentioned you'd have to go back to work after picking him up. Who'd be watching him then? I was in an arrangement as you described. I was picked up by my dad's family friend and I stayed at their house for an hour and my dad would come get me afterwards. I didn't suffer any psychological damage. Lol. Not the asshole. It seems you found a reasonable solution for childcare. The fact your husband is turning down a promotion in his career to facilitate his notion of acceptable childcare is his own problem. Your child is 10 years old and will soon be old enough to be home alone. Also, maybe discuss with your husband about him being overly protective of your son. Helicopter parenting can turn into toxic behavior as the children grow older and parental control gets less easier. Edit. I'm 32 male. A child of 2 helicopter parents who didn't stop until I got married at age 28.